Black Panther is directed by Ryan Coogler and stars Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther, and I'm not going to talk too much about the story because if you're watching this review then you probably already know what's going on, and I do think that it is best that you go into this movie knowing as little as possible, but you should definitely go into this movie because it's so good. It's so great. I really don't know where to begin. I guess we should start talking about Ryan Coogler and what a great job he does with this movie because he kills it. If you liked the complex story and characters of Creed and Fruitvale Station, you're going to love this film. If you like the sort of pure entertainment humor from Marvel, you're going to love this film. And I think that's one of the reasons this film works so well is because Coogler knows the balance of these two. And on a technical level, this film is on point. The cinematography here by Oscar-nominated Rachel Morrison is brilliant. It looks really good. There are one or two scenes that I feel are slightly underlit, but it's fine. The score here by Ludwig Göransson is brilliant. The songs by Kendrick Lamar and so many other artists. The Weeknd does a song, one of my favorite singers. Really, really great here. And of course, the creating of this country of Wakanda is so impressive. The sets and the costumes and everything just feels so incredibly immersive. And honestly, this is a much more well-realized world than Asgard or anything else in the MCU, really. And of course, we have to talk about the action scenes. They don't have that much action, surprisingly. There are like two main action sequences with some one or two fight scenes here and there. The action scenes are all super well directed. There's this one scene in a casino that leads to a chase. So good. I would say top 5 MCU action scenes easily. So good. And I think that Ryan Coogler, for a lot of people, is the main reason they're excited to see this movie. Because, you know, a lot of people, they might not like superhero movies, but when you say it's from the director of Creed, they're like instantly excited for it because everyone knows that Creed is such a brilliant film. And Ryan Coogler really brings the level of energy and the level of passion that you saw in Fruitvale Station and Creed onto Black Panther because everyone who's working on this, you can tell, is so damn excited and so hyped up to be there. And that level of passion really is reflected in the film. And Ryan Coogler himself has said that the movie has taken inspiration from Bond films. And I have to say that there are quite a few similarities to Skyfall. That's not a flaw, it's a compliment because, you know, they are paying homage to such a great film. And so you're getting these really, really great moments. And I think that it's also very clear that Ryan Coogler wants to make a film that has something to say. You know, kind of like The Dark Knight did, or kind of like Logan did, that isn't just pure entertainment. Black Panther is a film that is important, not only to black people, but to everyone, not only to superhero movies, but to any type of movie, because it's such a great example of a film that has something to say, but isn't shoving it down your throat. It's doing it through the characters, through the story, and that's effective filmmaking. I guess we should just talk now about the actors, right? Chadwick Boseman takes it to the next level here. You know, he was great in Civil War, but he proves in this film that he was born to play this role and that no one else in the world can play T'Challa the same way he does. And one of the things I love most about the way they handle the character in this film is that they do a good job of making him feel vulnerable because, you know, he's running around in a bulletproof catsuit. And so you know, he just kind of like, he's invincible, right? But they do a really good job of making him feel like he's not perfect, right? He's just coming into becoming king. When he gets his suit stripped away from him, he is vulnerable and he isn't the greatest fighter. He isn't invincible, and I really like that. Michael B. Jordan as the villain, I think, was brilliant just because he has a very, no spoilers here, but he has quite a personal connection with Wakanda, quite a personal connection with some of the characters, and I love the way they explored his character. And I think that the reason he works so well is because his motivations not only are very clear, but the audience can understand. I mean, the guy's going out killing innocent people, but you understand why he's doing this, which is ultimately why the villain works so well. And this is probably, a lot of people have been saying, the best villain since Loki, and yes, he is the best villain since Loki. He is incredible, and Michael B. Jordan gives an incredible performance. The rest of the cast, Lupita Nyong'o, Denai Guerrera, Angela Bassett, Forrest Whitaker, who isn't in this movie as much as I hoped he would be, but he's still great. They're all great, right? Daniel Kaluuya, Oscar-nominated Daniel Kaluuya is great. Sterling K. Brown shows up for a bit, and he's brilliant. I also have to give a special shout out to Winston Duke, who plays M'Baku. They take the character in a much more realistic direction here, because in the comics he's called Man-Ape and he runs around in like this skin-tight ape suit. I don't think that would have translated very well to the big screen. The writing with that character did feel somewhat inconsistent at times, but it was absolutely fine because it was just so fun to watch. Andy Serkis and Martin Freeman both give great performances. Martin Freeman here does a lot more than I thought he would have, but for me the highlight was Letitia Wright as Shuri, who plays Black Panther's sister. I can see her becoming the Korg of this movie. I'm not saying she's a giant rock monster played by Taika Waititi, but she's sort of like the really iconic one with all the great one-liners that people will come out saying that's my favorite character, aside from Black Panther. And yeah, no, she worked really well in this movie, and I loved her character a lot. In terms of issues with the film, there are one or two. I would say my biggest problem with the film is that it is a little bit too long. I think that maybe, you know, it's 2 hours and 12 minutes. I think that 5 minutes, 6 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes could have been cut out. And although they do a really good job of making the movie feel exciting and fast-paced, there are these sort of gaps between action scenes that I feel are a little bit too long, and it's a little bit too much talking and a little bit too much walking around. But aside from that, Black Panther is a film that you should definitely check out. It is one of the best superhero films of recent memory, and I'm going to give it an A. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go check out Black Panther. Thank you.